Here is an overview of the Annapurna Circuit trek. Day 1. Arrival in Kathmandu. A representative and driver will meet you at the airport and take you to your hotel. The representative will help you check into your hotel. At the hotel you will meet your guide and be briefed about your daily activities. Day 2. Drive to Besisahar. You begin this trip driving along the Kathmandu-Pokhara highway to Dumre and then following the rough route by Marsya River. After 6 hours you finally reach Besisahar, the capital of Lamjung district. Day 3. Trek to Kudi. Today you start the trek following the path to Pamkola. On crossing the stream you climb up towards the village of Denoti, where you will see Nepali village life at close quarters. As the trail nears the Kudi Kola, you reach the Gurung village of Kudi, your first lodge. Day 4. Trek to Barundanda. Today you walk northwards up the Marsya Valley. Away from Kudi, you get to see the Annapurna range clearly for the first time. The trail crosses a suspension bridge and follows terraced rice fields, offering great views of Manaslu. As the trail goes uphill, you spot several shops and tea houses at Ngadi village. On leaving Ngadi, trek to Barundanda, which literally means Brahman Hill, and, as the name suggests, Barundanda is largely inhabited by Brahmins. Day 5. Trek to Jagat. A steep trail descends from Barundanda before crossing a stream, then climbs again and traverses the hillside before reaching the village of Hanegaon. You follow the winding mountain path down through Sayanji and along the river for some distance. The trail then climbs steeply and the path is cut into the sheer cliff face some 200 to 300 metres above the riverbed. Eventually you descend to the stone village of Jagat, situated on a shelf which juts out into the Marsya Valley. Day 6. Trek to Dharapani. The trail from Jagat descends until it reaches the river and then continues through a lush forest before ascending to a sharp-edged cliff facing the riverbank. After crossing a suspension bridge, you climb steeply along the path to Satale and then to Tal. As you walk away from Tal, the path becomes rugged and winding and you pass the forested village of Karti before you finally reach Dharapani. Day 7. Trek to Chame. You skirt through a narrow field from the village. The Dud Kola, which originates from the south face of Manaslu and then Marsyangdi, veers to the left. Annapurna 2 becomes visible as you arrive at Bagarchap, a Bochia village with colourful prayer flags. As you continue ascending through forests of pine and oak, you pass through Danakyu before coming to a large waterfall. Further on, the Marsyangdi river enters a gorge and the trail follows the rock-strewn path. When the steep incline ends, you follow a path amid rhododendrons and continue on a gently rising path. You cross a stream before entering a pine forest, then enter the hamlet of Kotho, from where you get a good view of Annapurna 2. The route reaches a large white gate with a corrugated iron roof, which is the entrance of Chame, the administrative headquarter of Manang district. There is electricity, a wireless station, schools, shops, a health post, post office, police checkpost, hotels, lodges and banks in Chame. The hot springs are a major attraction too. Day 8. Trek to Pisang. Today you head off for Pisang, crossing a large suspension bridge along Marsyangdi. Your trail meanders through fields leading to Teleku at 2,775 metres before reaching Pratang. After leaving the forested village, the valley changes from a V shape to a gentle U shape. Further on you continue up steep trails to the south side and cross a long suspension bridge at 3,040 metres. From here you get to view Pangdadanda, rising more than 1,500 metres from the river. You cross the bridge and enter the village of Pisang. Day 9. Trek to Manang. You start today heading along a steep ridge with the wonderful views of the Manang Valley and the Tiliko Peak. You descend through Manang's airstrip to come to Hongdi, lying beneath Annapurna 3 on the northeast face. The route then leads to the wide plain of the Sabjikola Valley, from where you get views of Annapurna 4, 7,525 metres. Further on you cross a wooden bridge and enter the village of Mungji. You continue along the cultivated fields and after a while arrive at the village of Brayaga, which is a lovely monastery. On trekking down to Manang you get more views of the Annapurna range, Annapurna 2, Annapurna 3, Annapurna 4, Gangapurna at 7,455 metres and Tiliko Peak 7,134 metres. Day 10. Rest day in Manang. After reaching Manang, you take a day off for complete rest and adequate acclimatization before crossing the Thorong La. Day 11. Trek to Letdar. Leaving Manang, you cross a stream, climb to Tengi 120 metres above Manang and ascend further past Marsyangdi Valley, turning up the valley of the Jarsang Kola. The vegetation of scrub juniper and alpine grasses marks the climb in altitude as you reach the small village of Gusang, a cluster of flat mud roofs just below the trail at 3,960 metres. The trail takes you further along a large stream that flows from Chulu-Yost and Gundang and leads to Letdar. Day 12, trek to Thorong Phedi. Leaving Letdar, you climb gradually to a ridge before descending to the headwaters of the Marsyangdi and crossing via a covered wooden bridge. After a short ascent up the mountain path on the right bank, you follow a narrow trail across an unstable steep slope and then descend to Thorong Phedi. Day 13, cross Thorong La and trek to Muktinath. You have an early start today for the crossing of Thorong La at 5,416 metres. The trail becomes steep immediately on leaving camp, but as local people have used this trail for hundreds of years, the path is well defined. The gradient then eases, and after around 4 hours of steady climbing, you reach the prayer flags of the pass. From the snow-covered mountains above to the head of the Kali Gandaki Valley below and the brown and purple hills of Mustang, which spread out before us, you are presented with dramatic views. The descent to Muktinath is a tough 1,600 metres, but the excellent views of Dalagiri are a good distraction. Eventually, moraine gives way to grassy slopes before a pleasant walk along the Jonkola Valley to Muktinath with its shrines and temples. Day 14, trek to Jomsom. You now begin the descent down the dramatic Kali Gandaki Valley, initially through arid country in the same geographical and climatic zone as Tibet. After passing through Jarkot and Kingar villages with typical Tibetan architecture, you follow the valley floor most of the way to Jomsom. En route, you get tremendous views of both Dalagiri and Nilgiri. Jomsom is a large town sprawled along both banks of the Kali Gandaki River, and it is here you will spend the final night of your trek. The walk is about 3 hours. Day 15, flight to Kathmandu via Pokhara and Jomsom. You take an early morning flight from Jomsom to Pokhara. It is a spectacular flight along the Kali Gandaki Gorge and provides wonderful views of both the Dalagiri and Annapurna ranges. You then catch a further flight back to Kathmandu. Day 16, depart Kathmandu. A representative will take you back to the airport for your flight home.